excited to have her on. And I'm truly going to miss her, but we will move forward. Like that's what we do in this show business. We move forward and we bring you the show. So today's show is sponsored by Aluva. Aluva is a new health product. Get 2022 started off with your best foot forward. They have a challenge pack and has everything your body needs to reset for the new year as you become the best version of yourself. This new health product is amazing, and I'm so excited to be a part of the new company that it is. And you can go to Aluva, ALLUVA.co/now or never to find more information about the ingredients in this healthy product. And I can personally testament with you right now that I am doing the 60-day gut challenge, and I've been drinking the greens every day. I understand the importance of health, and to get healthy, you have to start from your gut. So you work from the inside out. And I think that is very powerful, especially in the new year. And with the toxins out there, everything that's going on, why not get healthy? Listeners, as we begin the show, I would love you to get grounded with me and cross your legs, get comfortable in your seat, undo your hands, close your eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath in. Blowing out through your mouth. Another deep breath in. Blowing out with your mouth. And one more deep breath in. And releasing. Now bringing your arms up around your shoulders, giving yourself a big hug. Continue with the deep breaths. I want you to repeat the phrase 3 times. I am worthy of my love. 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 Take another deep breath in and release. And now taking your finger, tapping 3 times on your chest, repeating the word accept, accept, accept. Another deep breath in and release. Listeners, I hope you're in the now, that you're with me at this time. Each week we have an affirmation. So get out your sticky notes, write this affirmation on your window, on your mirror, wherever you can to look at for this next week. And as you know, I never look at the cards. I always show it to my guests. Well, I'm my guest today on my show. So let's see what the affirmation is. It says, I am a divine being of light. I am a divine being of light. Listeners, think about that for a moment. Divine being of light. As I read that card to you, my thoughts are whirling around in my head. I am is very important to me because my truth is we all have a higher power, a higher being that we are connected to, and that is our I am. I believe that we're each divinity. We're divine. We're wonderful people. We're wonderful humans. And our souls are in this body to learn and grow. The word being reminds us to be. Just like we did that grounding in the beginning here, We learn just to be, to become a being and not doing, and of light. You guys know me. I love light. I love the sun, but I believe that light inside of us, we all have. And I want to talk a little bit about that. Many of you know I had my retreat this last October. It's called Now or Never, Diamonds Ignite. Due to COVID, things that happened, it was canceled. But my next retreat is scheduled for September 9th in Park City, Utah. I invite all of you guys to go to my website, Karen will go to my website. It is shinenowornever.com, and click on the retreats, because this one is coming September 9th. I'm super excited about it. And the whole outline of this retreat is based around the light within each of us. I'm going to tell you a story. There was a time in my life, you all know, well, not all of you know, but I lost my daughter at the age of 18. I wrote a book about her, Now or Never, Shine Baby Shine. It's her memoir. You can buy it on Amazon in paperback, Kindle, and February 15th, I believe, it will be out on Audible. And I get so excited just thinking about it, that I get to listen to my own story being told to me. The energy around me right now with this whole book is amazing. This book has changed my life. A lot of us struggled with COVID. A lot of us had to come inside and learn to work from our homes and coexist with everyone in our environment. During that COVID time, that is when I wrote my memoir. A lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of anguish I went through. I realized, listeners, that I did not deal with my emotions. I shoved them way, way, way down. And I was in survival mode. I don't think that's a wrong or a right, how you deal with the loss of a loved one. There's no right or wrong. But what I learned through writing my book, writing my story, writing our story, meaning my daughter, Kalina, was that it's good to have feelings. It's good to have emotion. And so we're taught not to have feelings. We're taught not to show emotions. We're taught to be strong. And I disagree. I totally disagree. I challenge you, listeners, to look deep inside of you. What are some things that you've gone through that maybe you haven't dealt with? Look at this last year. Contemplate. Yes, it's the third week into January. Many of you might have set goals already. Many of you might have New Year's resolutions. But I challenge you to sit down and write down everything you did in 2021. The good, the bad, the ugly, the happy, the sorrow, the sad, the laughter, the bliss, whatever it is, write it down and look at what you've done. I did this a couple of weeks ago. I wrote down, just start writing down everything from New Year's Eve in 2021. We celebrated it in Vegas. My boyfriend broke up with me in February. My book, Now or Never, Shine Baby Shine, was launched on my birthday, March 19th, when I turned 55. April, started my own radio show on Voice America. Now or Never, the choice is yours. And I continued to write. A son got married. A son moved to Indiana. The same son moved to Indiana. Changes were evolving all the time around me. And there were some really hard things I had to deal with. A lot of change besides my personal life, but the environment around me, meaning my family, my children. They're all growing up. They're moving out of the house. That's what we teach our kids to do. But I realized looking back, there were some hard times I went through. But guess what? I'm here in 2022, just like each of you are. And if you go back and look what you've accomplished and where you were at back in 2021, January 2021, and look at now, January 2022, and what you've been through, I bet you're going to have a huge smile on your face and you're going to be delighted on what you've done, what you have learned, and where you're going. That's the beauty of it. Now you're aware. And if there's things that maybe you want to get done and you didn't, look at it and say, is this something I really want to do? If not, get rid of it and do something for this year that you really want to do, something that is meaningful to your heart and what that is. Once you find the meaning, things that are meaningful to you, that light, the divine being of light, is going to start shining through. Shining through the doubt, shining through the fear, shining through the guilt, all of it. So during this break, we're going to go into break here in just a minute. I want listeners, I want you to get out pen and paper, start writing down all the things you've done for 2021. Okay. We'll be right back after this break.
All right, good. We're all clear.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're on Facebook Live with me right now, how are you doing today? Oh my gosh. I just want to say there's a first for everything. And I'm excited if you're with me today to see me get through this, right? This is something I could have easily put on a pre-recorded show through Voice America. That's what my sponsor, Matt's like, hey, we can do XYZ. And I'm like going, okay, let's do it. But I thought, you know what? I have never done it. This show's going to be shorter. It's going to only be 30 minutes. But I've never just talked for 30 minutes on my own show. And I thought I would do it. Okay, it's scary. I'm talking to myself. I don't know if anyone's listening, but I'm doing it. And it's just those little things that you get to do, which is kind of cool, actually. But I would love you guys, if you're on Facebook Live with me, to reach out to me, to tell me what you think about the show. I love feedback. And if you want to be on the show, you can email me, Karen@shinenowornever.com. Okay? It'll be awesome.
All right, we'll be coming back here in about 20 seconds.
Okay, thanks. Okay, people are coming back. It's going to be great.
You are listening to Now or Never. The choice is yours. To connect with the program today, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is Karen@shinenowornever.com. Let's get back to this week's show. Here again is Karen Wright.
Listeners, welcome back to our show. It's January 19th, 2022. And this is my first solo show. I feel terrible because my guest today had to cancel last minute because of COVID, situations with COVID. And that's our life right now. Each of us are experiencing it or have, and it's what we have to get used to. But before break, I was with my listeners, and the affirmation for today is, I am a divine being of light. And we talked a little bit about I am, talked a little bit about divine and the word being instead of doing, becoming a being, and then of light. What makes your light shine? And I started talking about my retreat that I put together for last October 2021, and it's going to be happening this September 2022. And throughout the conversation I was having, I talked a little bit about my book I wrote, Now or Never, Shine, Baby, Shine. And it's a memoir on the day I lost my oldest daughter, Kalina, at the age of 18. Realizing through loss, we go into survival mode, and realizing that my light inside of me started to dim. And it wasn't just with the loss of my daughter, although I think that was one of the big issues there. I also struggled with my personal relationship with myself, with the man I was married to at the time. And 2004, she passed away. 2014, 10 years later, I finally went through a divorce. And that was one of the scariest, most fearful things I've had to do. It was my time to step out on my own, my time to learn lessons, my time to grow. And they always say, in doing hard things, you become stronger. I knew I had to do this for myself. I did not like what I was becoming. I did not want my kids to grow up thinking I was the person I was. That wasn't me. And so throughout the last 7 years, 8 years on my own, I have found my light. I have found me. I have found my truth. I am free. And the energy around me, the getting up in the mornings and going, it's another day. I get another day to live a fullest life that I can. Now, mind you, there's up and downs. There's roller coasters all the time. And I talk a lot about that. The valleys, the mountains, everybody has loss, no matter what it looks like. There's all forms of loss. The secret of it is being aware of the loss, addressing it, because we are not going to shove our emotions down anymore. We're going to address it and take that time to heal for ourselves. And then take that step up and move on and do the next step and the next step. It's called baby steps, action after action. One action leads to another action, which leads to another action. Throughout the last, 8 months of the show, I've had guests on my show who have had horrific life experiences, near-death experiences, dealing with cancer, and their trials that they've been through, but yet they've risen above and they become that much stronger. As you do the assignment I asked you to do, writing about the things you did last year, 2021, the good, the bad, the ugly, I want you to look at the things that were difficult for you. How did you get through them? What were the emotions around it and what were the feelings around it? And feel it. Not just put a word to it, but feel that emotion, that loss, that grief, whatever it was. So then when you have that action, something that like that happens to you again, because it will, this is life, it's going to happen. That feeling's going to come around and you're going to remember it and go, you know what? I've had this feeling of grief or loss or happiness, bliss. I know exactly what it feels like. And I'm going to enjoy it and get through it and move on. It's like a big circle. Life is a big circle. And I want to share just a little quick story about the other day. My grandson was over and he did something and it hurt him. And he kept saying, I did it. And upset. He was so upset. And I looked at him. I'm like, Hakuna Matata from Lion King, Hakuna Matata. It's in the past. Don't keep bringing it up. And I thought, what a valuable lesson in Lion King that they were teaching our kids is in the past. Do not hold on to grudges. Do not hold on to guilt. It's in the past. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. So 2021 is now in the past. 2022, we're moving forward. Hakuna Matata to 2021. What's in the past is in the past. We've learned, we've grown, we've looked at it, we're aware of it, and now we're letting it go so we can open up the energy around us for 2022 and allow that light to shine down upon us. If everyone took a moment throughout the day and just laughed, there's so much healing in laughter. There's been studies on it, how the endorphins, there's something about the endorphins with the laughter. It's not just a shallow, it's a deep, deep belly laugh, right? Which I didn't do very well, but I'm just saying, watch a comedy show, watch something that's going to be lighthearted, something that's going to lift you up. A lot of us get caught up in the news, the media, and I'm not going to go towards that energy right now, but you know what I'm talking about. Everywhere you go, everyone's talking about the C word. Have you been vaccinated? Have you not? People want to use their voice and let you know what you should be doing. Government. I mean, there's so much out there that all we're hearing in the news right now in the media is negative stuff. I was talking to a girlfriend yesterday about this, how you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders when you're listening to the radio, to the news, to what's going on, what's happening around you. And she made the comment, she goes, I don't even watch the news anymore. And I started laughing. I go, I don't either. I don't. I love iPods. I love listening to people, motivational speakers, great music, great books, help books. I just got done with Matthew McConaughey's book, Green Lights. Oh my gosh, if you guys have not listened to it, listen to it after you listen to mine, shinenournever.com. I'm just saying, he's the one who speaks in it, and his voice, his experiences in life, he's like any of us. Every movie star, every athlete, you know, they're all like us. They've gone through all their stuff and their trials, and yet they're on big screen, and we're all looking at them and judging them or wondering why they would do what they did or how did they do that. And I love it, the vulnerability that he puts in his book and sharing his life story to all of us. It hit home to me because just getting mine out there, and my, you know, I joke around that you can buy my life story for $21.95 on Amazon. But that's not really the price of my life, right? I joke around about it, but it's amazing what can happen when you own your life, when you own what you've done, because then no one can point fingers at you. So I challenge you, listeners, as you continue throughout this week, remember what we talked about. I am a divine being of light. What ignites your light? And I talked for a second about my retreats, Now or Never, Diamonds Ignite. I believe each of us have our own unique diamond inside of us. And it's time for us to rise, to shine forth, and let that diamond go. Let it shine upon all of us. I'm very excited to let you all know that I started, it's called Women in the Now Movement. It is a letter that goes out twice a month. I invite you to go to my website, shinenournever.com, and sign up for it. Put in your email and you can get on the list. I believe women, we can empower each other. I know we can. And I have this passion inside of me of uniting all of us ladies, women together, and finding our own authentic selves and shining and looking at our friends and seeing their light shine and their energy about it, and them being authentic and the beautiful women they are, learning not to compare anymore. I'm so tired of that. It's time to stand forth. It's time to stand in your body, loving your soul, loving who you are for 2022. Own it. I want you to own it. I want you to feel that power around it. And my whole movement, Women in the Now movement, is bringing women together with inspirational thoughts, motivational thoughts, self-help books, ideas to dive deep into releasing old patterns, starting new patterns. 2022 is here. Why not? What's holding you back? What is holding you back? Be aware of it, acknowledge it, and then you get to decide, you know what? I'm letting that go. Hakuna Matata, it's in the past. Listeners, this show, I hope you have enjoyed. Maybe you've learned a little bit more about myself, a little bit more about my passion, and I hope you go to Amazon. Go buy my book, Now or Never, Shine Baby Shine, international bestseller by Karen Wright. Remember our affirmation today. I am a divine being of light. Do not forget that. Write that on your mirror so you see that every single day. The breath is a gift of life. Choose now and live. Remember, this world is not for sissies. We are here to experience our own story as we each walk our personal journeys. Have an amazing day, and thank you for choosing to be here now. Until next week, sending you all love and light.
All right, perfect. Good job. We're all clear.
Okay.
All right. And before I let you go, as far as the show description goes, did you want me, what I could do is I could just go and disable what was there, with your guest, that was scheduled, and then you could just redo a new one if you want.
You know what, for right now, okay. Yeah, let's just take it down, and then I'll have Shannon send over something about, one-on-one with Karen.
Okay, yeah. You want me to make that the title? I could put up a generic title right now when I put it up, and then whenever she gets getting in the description, we could do that.
Okay, yeah, let's just put one-on-one with Karen Wright, a host, Karen Wright. Now or never, choice is yours, something like that.
Okay, I'll get that up for you.
Okay, thank
thanks,
you.
Karen. All right, bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.